change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Times gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One train over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Oh, good morning. Let's go ahead and interrupt the guys. This is
I
the
took a
1100
walk one
WSGI.
street over from my
And
home.
this is one.
Cracked and broken asphalt
This is an
everywhere.
opportunity to say, hey, what's going on? What's going on?
I could have ended up just like that
Love
broken
it.
road.
My friend Danny Atchley is in the house. How you doing?
I'm doing more than that.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, I'm just so proud to have you. And he's so, I believe Marie has I know about how she helped me for treasurer Marie. And so with me, it's I'm taking classes, I'm teaching classes, and all of that's going on back in Kentucky. And so there's just a lot going on. And Marie is like, well, if you have any openings, let me, and she'll start booking shows. And she said, do you want Danny actually to come in on the first day of Black History Month? I'm like, yeah, thank you very much, because I knew this would be going on.
Yeah.
And an evening with Miss Nina Patterson. I missed this last year.
Well,
Oh, I'm so excited about it.
right here.
You don't have to give me tickets. I'll buy tickets and I get them. It's my schedule. You got
You're sweet. Wherever you can.
make sure somebody comes. Okay.
I want to see you there.
I want to get there. So what night are we talking?
All right, we're talking about February the 22nd.
Okay.
February 22nd is on a Thursday. And that'll be at 7 p.m. Then we have another Friday performance at the 23rd at 7 p.m. Saturday, February 24th at 7 p.m. And then a matinee,
Okay.
February 25th at 2 p.m.
I can do that. Last
And LaVern,
I'll
it's
do
about
that.
an hour and 15
Well, I'm
minutes, so
so
we're not tying you up for 3
Robertson
hours.
County, it is time
their
to join
story.
the
The
Gig
Their
Club.
story.
Get
We had,
Cumberland
when you
Connect.
came in
If
last
you
year
are a
and started
Cumberland
unpacking
Electric
it
customer,
and
well, good
unpacking
news.
all the
You
stuff
can
about
join
Miss
me
Lena.
in the Gig
We
Club.
did
and you
a,
can have a full gig
last
for
year, my
just
audio
$80.
video class was
High-speed
so proud of
internet
the
that
work
will
they
blow
did.
you
They did
away.
a
If you're
pro-
like
they-
me
they
and
produced
you've
these
had
little
terrible
videos for
internet
Black
service
History
for
Month,
far
and we're gonna
too
be putting those
long,
back out.
well,
We've
it's
actually got a
time to get
playlist.
in the Gig
If
Club.
you
Now,
go
what you do is you
to,
go to
Greenbrier High School audio video
cumberlandconnect.org,
production
put in
on
your zip
YouTube.
code, cumberlandconnect.org,
If you see
and it'll
any of our
tell you
production
if they're in your
videos, if you see
neighborhood
any of the
already or
news
when they're
videos, you
going
can
to
get
be
to
in your
our page.
neighborhood. You can also
There's a
just call them
playlist
and
for
ask the
Black History
question.
Month. It's got all the videos the kids did.
1-800-987-2362,
We will probably add something to that.
1-800-987-2362.
I've got like
And
a
if you're
piece that
somebody
one
in
of my
these areas,
students
if
did
you're
on
a
Martin
Cumberland
Luther
Electric
King Jr.
customer
for Martin
and you're
Luther
having
King
some
Jr. Day.
financial
And
struggles, well,
we're gonna put
because
that up with
internet
that.
is now
Would
utility,
you like for me
there's
to
an
come speak
affordable
to the
connectivity
class?
program
Oh,
providing
sure.
qualifying
Yeah,
households
you
with monthly
absolutely can
credit
do that.
to help
Invite
pay
me.
for internet
Okay.
services. And
Well,
if you're eligible,
I will
you
message
could
you
receive a
later
credit
today,
up to
and we will-
$30
we'll
per
get it all
month
set,
toward
'cause now-
broadband
Come
services,
and
and they have
speak.
packages
Absolutely.
starting at, you guessed
Record
it,
it,
$30
video it,
per
and whatever.
Be a part of the gig club or just
we're
get
on it.
into
We'll bring you
high-speed
into the
internet
news. We'll bring you
with
into our
Cumberland
news.
Connect.
I'll be
At
delighted.
Put you there in front of the desk.
cumberlandconnect.org. Tell them
we'll
you
get
turn
that on the
Central.
calendar because that's something we're doing right now. With the, I'm having so much fun teaching. If I could just,
Sounds like
I just got to get my gears to where I was telling the students yesterday. My big thing is when we've got something over here we're producing, keeping everybody else busy. You know, and so I'm trying to kind of get that rhythm. It's like, okay, these guys are in the studio. You're out here. You're not on games.
Right.
You're working on your production that you're going to be in the studio tomorrow on.
Yes,
And
yes.
so just trying to kind of get that rhythm and keep that checks and balances. So I always want people to come in and take an interview.
I'll be glad to. I'll
Wonderful.
and I'm glad to talk about it. And I want you
Now, I need to be here quickly. I don't know if I can do it tomorrow, but first
and I'll do my best to be there.
got it. Okay, we'll put that on the calendar because they need to talk. They need to know about this. They can record that, put that up, and maybe make that part of our playlist.
Know about it. And I'll tell you what, I'll make them a deal. If they come see the show,
Okay.
they can pay whatever they want to. For 18 and under, because that's the ticket price for 18 and under. Go ahead and talk about the tickets. The tickets are $15 in advance. You can go to the Robinson County Historical Society Facebook page and buy them online for $15, or you can wait and buy them for $20 at the door on the night of.
Going to a great cause, so you know.
And it's part of the proceeds go to the Bransford Community Center.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a win-win, and you're right. It is a story that your students should learn about. Should know about.
So wonderful.
It's
We told me about it, and we had one of the kids. I had one of my students sit at an old piano in the theater and talk about this. And it's just so cool. I just love hearing about these people. And it's just
think about it. Now, here's a woman born in the daughter of former slaves. Her father was enslaved farm here in Robertson County. Was emancipated under the Civil War. And she came to Springfield and opened up a barber shop in the courthouse where his clientele was white. And anyway, he made a decent living for himself and his family. And he was able to educate all of his children, not just school, but send them on to college. It's incredible because this was done back then, not for African Americans, but it was white people. And then she comes back and for a woman,
an African American woman. Oh my gosh.
and she comes back and then she teaches school for almost 60 years.
Sorry about that. Trying to make sure I can see comments and go ahead.
60 taught school for almost 60 years and had such an impact on all of her students. It just was an icon of African American community. And they named 2 schools after her. Not 1, not 2, and now here, well over 100 years after she was born, they're going to name the Bransford Community Center. And fortunately, we were able to have some of her descendants come to the show last year. And she never had any children. She was married, never had any children. I think the story goes that nobody could afford. And then she always said that her students were her children. She treated them that way. And then she also taught piano for years and years and years at her home. And just had such an
Barry and
impact
Rebecca
on the
Richards are with the Exit
African-American
Realty Garden
community and
Gate
also
team.
the white
Now, what does that
community,
mean for you? That
she
means you
was
got a
a
great team
trailblazer.
that's going to come
And
to the
for a
table with
woman
you, whether you're
during
buying
that
or
time,
selling, or
it's
maybe
just
you want to be
incredible. And
mentored,
then
to
she
be a
also
realtor
taught
yourself. They would
John
love to
L.
bring you in and
Patterson,
make you
'cause
part of the
that's the
family,
other
whether it
part
be
of the
you're
play.
looking for a full-time
Is when we
change or
tell
just want to
the
do something
story of
part-time.
John L.
Now, if you're
Patterson,
coming to the
born in
table as somebody that's selling, you've got to
1909,
consider
here in
getting one
Springfield,
chance
the
to make a
grandson of
first
former
impression.
slaves.
Barry's going to make sure you make
She
that
was
first
his
impression
teacher, first grade
absolutely
teacher. And
perfectly.
she had
He
such
is a
an
Zillow
impact on
certified
his
photographer,
life
licensed
that,
and insured drone
he
pilot.
was
You can do
able
the
to go on
360-degree
through
virtual reality home
school
tours.
and then,
We'll get you up on realtor.com.
graduate from
People are going to
Bransford
see
High
your
School,
property. They're going to want to
you
take
know,
a second look.
named
Rebecca,
after-
one of the
after
first in the
Lena
area
Bransford,
to be a
went to
seniors real
Tennessee
estate
A&I,
specialist,
which is now
which
Tennessee State.
illustrates she
And he
studies
got
all the
2
time,
degrees,
staying up to
Bachelor
date
of
on what
Arts,
she needs to
Bachelor of
know
Science
to
degree.
properly
Then he
represent
came
you.
back to
You can find them
Springfield.
at
He could have
sellwithbecky.com,
gone to Atlanta, he could have
sellwithbecky.com, or
gone to
buy
New York City, he could have gone
buyrobertsoncounty.com, or just
anywhere
give
he
Becky a call.
wanted to.
615 615-504-7425, and always tell them U-Turn sent you.
One street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from the one I have today.
Branchford High School. Finest high school, not just in Springfield, but all across the state. Branchford was recognized as the finest high school during that time. And finally, in 1970, closed Branchford High School forever. It became a junior high, recently closed forever because integration finally completed. Robertson County was no more segregated schools.
It's incredible. And I just want you to think, what year did you say Miss Lena was born?
1870.
1870. So how would that, think about, if she's born in 1870, how old would she have been in 1920?
One street over there's a life I could
That's when
have
the
known.
women got the vote. And she'd already done what she wanted. I just, the significance of that.
White women.
Yes, true. And that's what's the breathtaking thing is when you look at not only as a woman but an African American woman to see what transpired. I mean,
Some I held and slipped away.
we are such wimps. We whine about stuff, and I mean, are you kidding me? When we look at some of the accomplishments that are done in this kind of the adversarial atmosphere that our African American friends have endured, that's like I said, can you think about the grandparents of some of the African friends? Can you know some of the stories they've told me about what life is like for them? Would that not make you a little angry? If you had treated my mama like people her age were treated, I would be angry too. Now, you don't want to live in that. You don't want to let that define you. But, oh, come on. And I'm so thankful that we have Black History Month so we can look at the accomplishments of people that have been written out of history. And, well, I can go down a rabbit hole there, but it's breathtaking. So, today is February 1, and so learn something about some of these beautiful people. Our Mr. DeMumbrium at Green Rock, I think he's not. He is just wonderful. And he last year yes, for sure. I don't know what his ancestors are. He's wonderful. Really, kids just love him. But last year we were doing some stuff, and he's out here now. And he said to me, I had put out some of the more kind of unknown national names, but he said, you got so many local ones. And it was about that time, and we looked at, just some local, like the Fish Jubilee Singers, stuff like that. And so he really challenged me to kind of look at some of the local stuff. And I can't remember the guy's name that started the Hot Chicken Craze up in Mr. Prince. Oh, what is his name? We did a little feature on him. And just interesting local characters. And so it's funny, but I'm so thankful to know Miss Lena's story, especially Mr. Patterson and the things that have been accomplished.
And we've added music to it. Of course, it was music in it last year. And I want to point this out, too. The entire cast is back. Mission Mark, who plays Lena Brown. Phenomenal. She is taking on that role, and she literally becomes. Then Gary Noble, who's one of her fine RCPs, Robert County. Gary, incredible. And he plays Mr. Patterson, and he brings Mr. Patterson to life. Yeah, and then the music, you see a Davis composed, written for the show. Got 3 wonderful songs. Listen well.
Barry and Rebecca Richards are with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Now, what does that mean for you? That means you got a great team that's going to come to the table with you, whether you're buying or selling, or maybe you want to be mentored to be a realtor yourself. They would love to bring you in and make you part of the family, whether it be you're looking for a full-time change or just want to do something part-time. Now, if you're coming to the table as somebody that's selling, you've got to consider get one chance to make a first impression. Barry's going to make sure you make that first impression. Absolutely absolutely
just
perfectly.
beautifully.
He
And
is
I
a
learn new
Zillow
stuff all the
certified
time.
photographer,
And I'm just
licensed and insured
fascinated by
drone
all the
pilot.
different things
Can do the
that I
360-degree
learn.
virtual reality home
If you
tours.
don't spend
We'll get
any
you up on
time in the history
realtor.com.
museum, you need to
People
get
are going to
there
see your
and,
property. They're going to
got
want to
a
take
lot
a
of
second
stuff
look.
going on.
Rebecca,
So
one of
you
the
have
first
some-
in
I'm
the
sure you
area
have some
to be a
special
seniors real
displays and
estate
stuff
specialist,
that
Well,
coincide
which
with Black History
illustrates
Month.
she
God, I
studies
got
all the
going
time,
on.
I'm glad
staying
you
up to date
mentioned
on
that,
what she
'cause
needs
I
to know
think you
to
need to
properly
get Janet
represent you.
Palmore,
You can
our
find them at
museum director,
sellwithbecky.com,
and John Baker,
sellwithbecky.com, or
who
buy
wrote
BUYRobertsonCounty.com, or just give Becky a
Washington.
call.
Yes.
You need to get them on your show
615-504-7425,
and let them come out here and talk about the new exhibit. Now, see,
615-504-7425,
we've
and
had-
always tell them
okay.
we've
Utah
had
sent you.
Wessington,
Robertson County, it is time to
on
join
our,
the gig club. Get Cumberland
at the
Connect.
museum
If you
for
are
a
a
number of
Cumberland
years. We got a
Electric customer, well,
diorama,
good
which
news.
is
You can join me in the gig
scale
club,
model
and you can
of the
have a
Wessington
full gig for just
plantation,
$80,
which
high-speed
in
internet that
1860
will
was the
blow you
largest
away. If you're like me
tobacco
and you've had
plantation
terrible
in the
internet
world.
service for far
Not
too
just
long,
Tennessee,
well,
not
it's
the
time to
Southeast,
get in the gig club.
world.
Now, what you do
They
is you go
had
to
over
cumberlandconnect.org, put in your
300
zip code,
enslaved
cumberlandconnect.org,
people working
and it'll
on
tell you if they're in your
11,000
neighborhood already
acres
or when they're
that
going to
belong
be
to
in
the
your neighborhood.
Washington
You can also
family.
just call them and ask the
Now, what
question,
the new exhibit will
1-800-987-2362,
tell
1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer
emancipation.
and you're having
Okay.
some
They went on
financial
to
struggles, well, because
schools,
internet is now utility,
churches,
there's an affordable
start their
connectivity
own
program
businesses,
providing
buy
qualifying
their own
households with
property.
monthly credit
Some of them
to help
became
pay
very
for
prominent.
internet services. And if you're
African-American
eligible, you could
community.
receive a
You
credit
need
of
to
up
get
to
them to come
$30
out here.
per
John
month for
Baker
broadband
and
services, and
Palmore
they have
can talk
packages
about it
starting
because
at,
it's
you
gonna
guessed
be
it,
powerful.
$30
Well,
per
and I've
month.
had
Be a part of the
John,
gig club, or
I've
just
had him
get
on
into
before,
high-speed
but his
internet
schedule,
with Cumberland
I've
Connect.
invited him a few times, and he just isn't
Cumberlandconnect.org.
free
Tell
at
him
this
you
time
turn
of the day,
sent you.
and so I'll reach back out to him. He may his because I haven't talked to him. I'll have to talk to him. I'm sure we can. I'll tell you one thing too. I'll be able to come by and do something at school. So that would be another really good interview. And Janet, of course, would love to have her. I thought you'd not bring her to that.
Well,
But
she's busy, and I knew I would be talking about
sure.
this.
But I'll definitely.
Bring her in for the new exhibit.
Barry and Rebecca
I'll
Richards are with
reach
the
out
Exit
to her
Realty
and get her
Garden
on
Gate
schedule,
team.
and I'll try
Now, what
John
does
again,
that mean
too,
for
because
you?
this
That
is
means
just
you got a great
fascinating.
team
I've-
that's going to come to the
Janet's
table
loved
with you,
hearing
whether you're
his
buying
story.
or
I was gonna tell
selling,
you, Janet's
or maybe
going
you want to be
have a
mentored
ribbon
to be a
cutting
realtor
to,
yourself. They would love to bring you in
announce
and make you
the
part of the
exhibit
family, whether it
opening.
be
I mean, this is
you're
a
looking
big
for a
deal for
full-time
us.
change
We're
or just want to do something
excited about it.
part-time.
We've got new
Now, if you're coming to the
memorabilia,
table
pictures,
as somebody that's selling, you've got
artifacts,
to
different
consider
things.
get
And I
one
wanna tell you
chance
about
to
something
make a
else that
first
happened the other
impression.
night.
Barry's going to make sure
Okay.
you make that
All
first
right.
impression
Janet and I went and spoke
absolutely
at the
perfectly.
Greenbrier
He is a
Historical
Zillow certified
Society.
photographer, licensed and
And
insured
anyway,
drone
after
pilot.
we got
Can do
through,
the
we're talking about what's
360-degree
going on
virtual
at the
reality home
museum
tours.
and
We'll get you up
the
on
exhibits and
realtor.com.
talking about
People are going to
the
see
new
your
Wessington
property. They're going to want to
plantation,
take a second look.
Wessington
Rebecca, one of the
exhibit.
first in the area
Well,
to be a
a
seniors real
David
estate
Mitchell
specialist, just
was there,
which
and David's
illustrates
a
she
member of
studies
the
all the time,
Tri-State
staying up to date on what
a
she needs
member
to
of the
know
Rich
to
Top
properly
Ramp.
represent you.
All
You can
right.
find them at
And anyway,
sellwithbecky.com,
he came up
sellwithbecky.com,
and
or
says,
buy
I
BUY
want to
Robertson
tell you
County.
guys something. I've got a old banjo that I purchased about 15 years ago from an African American woman over in East Nashville. And when I saw it, I thought, my goodness, this is very, very old, because you could tell it was handmade, and just the way it was crafted, that it had some special wood, special covering, and it was just something that you didn't see anywhere else. And so he asked the woman, and she was like 85 then, well, where did you get this? And she says, well, it's been in my family for years. It belonged to my grandfather, and he lived on a tobacco plantation north of Nashville. His name was McKissick. And anyway, he said, well, I'd like to purchase this banjo. And she made him an offer, and he says, no, that's too little. And he gave her more money than what she asked for. I say all that to say this: we think that banjo may have been at the Wessington plantation during slavery times.
Oh my goodness!
So
Well,
if that's indeed the case, then more than likely he's going to donate it to the History Museum, and if everything goes the way we want it to, it'll be part of the permanent exhibit.
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
In that
Yes, I know David well.
all right,
Very generous.
Isn't that funny? I
That
mean,
is amazing.
we hadn't gone to that meeting the other night. We wouldn't have known about it. But he said, I want to give it to the museum. I know y'all take care of it. And I said, well, for instance, we've got a new exhibit on the Western
That's
Plantation.
wonderful.
God is good.
Oh my goodness. And here's something, and I can't remember the young man's name, but they're going to be at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, but I had them in. It's some of our bluegrass guys from up in Kentucky. And their names are escaping me right now, but he was in here, and the oldest of the brothers was, he told me how he studies, he's just a bluegrass, just all about it.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the history of bluegrass comes from Africa.
Yeah.
A lot of it, because they brought over instruments
banjo,
that were
for instance.
Yes,
The banjo
exactly. So
was- yeah.
you makes you kind of wonder, did that banjo come from Africa? Because they say that instrument came from Africa, and I had never heard that.
Well, they would.
I had never
some
heard
of the
that.
earliest banjos they used gourds,
Interesting.
and strings.
Okay.
Added, a neck to it. I'm not a. Anyway,
yeah. But there's a fascinating history to bluegrass music and to the banjo and all of that, and I had never heard any of that.
Yeah. Well, the banjo for
Interesting.
sure came from Africa. I know that. And but anyway, you're right.
Fascinating. Oh my goodness. So is the display up and ready? I'm sure it is.
They're putting the finishing touches on it now. It's supposed
Okay.
to be ready by February the 15th, I think, is when they're
Okay.
Again, well, I'll say something to Janet. You reach out to
I
her.
will. I'll
and
reach out to her.
y'all-
I'll reach out
y'all
to
book-
John again as well.
Y'all
and-
book her, and we'll see
we'll
what
do
we do
that.
about John.
Okay.
You're right. He's a busy guy, but anyway, and he's going to be our guest speaker for the February Historical Society meeting, and that is Monday, February the 19th, and we're going to be talking about the new exhibit.
Okay.
What happened to the African Americans after emancipation. So
Interesting stuff, guys. I was just fascinating. And I hope you'll spend some time digging into stories. I make this challenge to people all the time on Memorial Day. Learn about somebody who fought for your freedom and lost and paid the ultimate price. Same thing when we have, Black History Month, guys. Learn about somebody that you didn't know about. You have the ones that are the standouts that that you hear their stories. Of course, Martin Luther King Jr., we've got Frederick Douglass, and all the ones that stand out, and you're like, oh yeah, but there's so many more, and certainly our local heroes. And if you've not heard the story of Miss Lena and Mr. John, you need to come and see this. Now, this is again on February. Just save the date right now, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th at 7 p.m. I will be there at some point that weekend. I'm just going to put it on my calendar. I'm trying to, we've got like a freshman orientation thing we got to do, but I think it's the week before. So I'm going to try to get there that Thursday.
you come. And
But go ahead.
it's 7:00, and it's about an hour, 15 minutes. So it's not, you're not tying up 3 hours.
Right.
And it's in the historic Innovation Academy Auditorium, which was my old Springfield High School auditorium. And, of course, they renovated it about 5 years ago, and it is state-of-the-art.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. And people come in there, and they go, wow, I had no idea. I think seats over 600 people. It's well, anyway, it's like home to me. And
Well,
we're
and
blessed to have it in our community.
We didn't mention the matinee. That's on Sunday,
Sunday
the
at 2
25th
o'clock.
at 2 p.m.
Yep.
So you've got 4 opportunities to see this. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door. 18 and younger, pay what you want. And here's the thing: you can put more into the ticket till because it's going to part of it's going to the
Part of the
Bransford Community
proceeds going to
Center.
Bransford Community.
And just to pay for the production, you got to pay for the production, but that's part of it. But then it's going to a wonderful cause. So I can't say enough about this. What a fascinating story, wonderful story, and we'll get you in and interview you, and we'll make that part of our playlist. If you see anything from our audio video program, just go to that page, find the Black History Month playlist, and I think you will enjoy what my kids put together. They're just awesome.
Well, I'm excited about coming up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
We'll make
sure.
that happen.
Well, you are invited, and we'll get it on the calendar. I'll reach out to you later today or tomorrow to be
Okay.
sure, and we'll get it
Let
on
me
there so
know.
we can get it here early and get that produced.
I'll get it on my calendar.
Sounds wonderful. We're talking with Mr. Danny Atchley, and he is the president or the director.
I'm on the board of directors.
You're
I'm
on
a
the
vice
board.
president,
You're-
but I'm
Who's the president?
Paul Nutting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Former
always thought
city
you were.
manager. Paul's
Okay.
serving very ably as our president, and Gina Holt, another former city manager, of the city of
Love
Springfield,
Gina.
is on our board of directors. We got a who's who of board board of directors. Yeah.
Yeah, she's that, and also with the airport.
Yep.
You know, I love Gina. She's fun. We'll have to get her back in here.
One of my dearest friends.
Last time I invited her, I forgot how I invited her. And she's like, well, thanks, LaVern. I got up early. And it was just, I was so embarrassed because I just love her. She's wonderful. She's so much fun to talk to.
A hoot.
She is a hoot. She'll never let me forget that. I don't blame her.
Once she's got something on you, she don't let it
go.
Oh, no.
She'll remind me of that from now on. Yeah. We're going to pause for a second, and we'll come back and just kind of wrap everything up. We do have Brian and Tiffany on the way in from United Way, as we always do at 7:30 on Thursday. But Barry and Rebecca Richards, they're going to be here Monday. They have done a name change on what they're doing. Effective today, their company, what they've been doing with Exit Realty Garden Gate team, they are now the Exit Prime Realty. Exit Prime Realty, that name change happens today. And it's going to involve the Robertson County offices in White House and the one here in Springfield. Now, his wife, Rebecca, is one of the agents in White House. He is the broker here in Springfield. So it's they've just spun off to create a new company. They still have all the same great team of agents and staff ready to serve you, but it's just a change that he wants to make everybody aware of starting today. Again, Exit Realty Garden Gate team, for him, they are now spun off, and they are the Exit Prime Realty, and that is his wife's office for her agent office in White House, and his office here is a broker on the downtown square in Springfield. And they're going to be here Monday to kind of, just clarify that and unpack everything that is. But really, the change is just the name. So get ready for, hearing more about that from Barry and Rebecca on Monday. And if you need just great help in the real estate community, cannot say enough about Barry and Rebecca Richards. You can Google them, and you'll find out all you need to know about all that they have going on, all their social media pages, their unique web pages. You'll find out about historic properties that they've worked with, not just homes, but businesses as well. You'll find out their Cross-Planians have been there 28, I lose track. They've been there. Cross-Planians. And when they come in Monday, we will talk Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival too, because that's how I got to know them. They're one of the original sponsors. They're longtime sponsors of this program, one of our original sponsors and full-time sponsors. Cannot say enough about the Richards. Okay. Love them. Barry and Rebecca Richards, now with the Exit Prime Realty real estate company, and specializing in Robertson County properties, but also buying and selling the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. And when you talk to them, please always let them know that U-Turn sent you.
Robertson County, it is time to join the gig club.
With
Get
my friend
Cumberland
Danny
Connect.
Ashley, if I can make all the buttons work. There he goes. Anyway, all back and talking with Danny Ashley. He is the Vice President of the Historical Society here in Robertson County. And all things history, he's got the answer for you. Absolutely.
How about that? I tell you what, people say nice things about me about history. Truth of the matter is, you never learn it all. I thought, maybe 15 years ago when I got involved with the Historical Society, I said, well, I'm from Springfield. I know all the history of Robertson County. That ought to be easy. Guess what? I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know 1% of all the history of Robertson County. But, you was mentioning the Kilgore Bluegrass Festival. The Historical Society is also putting on the Tri-State Bluegrass Jamboree, Music Jamboree. That'll be April the 27th. That's a Saturday from 11 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock that p.m. And the reason we're calling it the Tri-State Bluegrass Music Jamborees because we've got bands coming from Alabama, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And the Ridgetop Ramblers are going to be one of our bands that are going to be playing. And then the Tri-State Ramblers, who
Kiddos.
Yep, the kiddos, Amelia and Reagan, and, of course, their mom, Danita Brown, who helps them. They're going to be performing, and we're actually going to record another album, the Tri-State Ramblers, live at the Robertson County History Museum on Friday night before the music jamboree.
Okay.
A live recording at the History Museum, and we did it last year and made an album out of it, thanks to Travis Gotcher and also Jim Steluto and of course the band members. And anyway, we've recorded it live. And we've got the album on sale. It's in a CD format. It's at the History Museum. And come get you a copy of that. But put that on your calendar. Tickets will be limited for the concert because we can only seat so many people in the museum. But then again, the Jamboree, the Bluegrass Festival, will be on April the 27th, and will be in downtown Springfield. It'll be similar to the format for Friday Night Market. All the music will take place in front of the courthouse. The streets, Main Street will be blocked off. Fifth Avenue from Court Square, and then Locust Street. And anyway, there'll be just a big festival with vendors and food trucks and a kids zone. Willow Oak's helping us with that. So keep that. Bring us back and let us talk about that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the Tri-State Ramblers, the kids I was telling you about that studies bluegrass and was telling me all this history, that's Cutter and Cash Singleton. They're part of the Classy and Grassy, and they're from up in Kentucky, but they're part of that Tri-State Ramblers with the girls, with Danita's girls.
Okay.
I think they're all
You're
part of
talking
that
about
same
Noah
group.
and Lily.
Oh, Noah and Lily, but aren't there two other boys that are involved, or is just Noah and Lily?
No, that's the McMeans, and they're from Alabama.
Okay, well, I've got it backward then. Well, there's Noah and Lily also play with Cutter and Cash.
Yes, you're exactly
Okay,
right.
so I've got it. I mean, these kids are so talented.
Oh,
my goodness.
Listening to them play is like listening to Flatt and Scruggs or Bill Monroe's
They're
band.
amazing.
They
Just
are
amazing, these talented kids.
I don't see how they do it, but they do it, and they do it well.
Thank you. And somebody who does everything well. Thank you, Mr. Danny Atchley.
Thank
And
you.
I had Lee Marie says there was some music. There's for some reason, if I don't completely shut off the music sound, you may have had something in the background during your interview, and I apologize if we did, because I couldn't hear it. But anyway, just all the technology.
It's all
sometimes
live.
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But
Hey, it's all live.
there you go. There you go.
I know about.
You
those
know how
things.
it works,
I do.
But I appreciate you, and I'm
right,
going to
me
get you
too.
in the school and all the things.
Let
and
me know.
Can I keep this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's for you.
Very good. Send that to me digitally, and we'll get you some posters printed.
get it
And we'll
out.
put them up at school because we want the kiddos to all know about this. This is a great story, and welcome to Black History Month, and learn something new this month.
And
Thank you, sir.
thank you, LaVern. We
Anytime.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you
always.
coming on in here,
Okay,
and
kid.
thank you guys for joining us. And we're going to continue on. And again, I do. If you ever message me or something, if you hear something in the back, we've got some little glitches that we're still trying to work out here in the studio, and I can turn down the background music, but it won't go away. It'll still kind of be in the background. So if you're ever on, hearing something, message me, and I'll try my best to fix it. But I can't say enough about Ebenezer Broadcasting, Ilya Maldonado, and all the work that they're doing to continue to improve this facility and make it more beautiful. People have commented about the antiques in the background here. Aren't they wonderful? But they're just a wonderful company, and just working constantly to make this studio better and better for us here with WSGI, our English side, and WDBL, the Spanish side, across the hall. So if you want to be a part of what we have here at Ebenezer Broadcasting, reach out to Ilya Maldonado and talk to him about all the ways that you can help us grow this facility. This is a worldwide Christian broadcast company via the internet, and a great signal that covers the county and the edges of the surrounding county. So we would love for you to be a part of it. Something else that I would love for you to be a part of is what we have going on with Miss Katie Didit Myers. Just love this lady. She's so much fun. And I talked to her the other day because I am working on doing some changes at my house. We're going to make some things. We're going to do some renovations and different things like that. And I got to be honest with you, I need some help because I'm not super good at design and colors and paint and all of those things. So I needed another set of eyes. So she called me the other day. And, I was asking her about the way she sets up projects and how she does them. And I said, she can do the do-it-yourself project where she comes in and she makes recommendations, and then she comes in and she gives you all the links to find all the things that she suggested she's going to use, the things that you have, and just make them new, paint some samples and things like that. And I told her, I said, I don't know that I need that because I'm kind of a do-it-yourselfer. I just need somebody to just come in and lay new eyes on it, help me with some color selection, kind of tell me some of the things that are available. And she goes, we can customize what you need. And so we're going to be doing that hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And I'm so excited because I just need new eyes on my place. I know it's, I've been there so long, and I joke around that it's like Dr. Seuss decorated my house, and I'm not kidding. It really is kind of. And I just need fresh eyes, and that's what Katie can bring to it. Don't live another minute in a space that just needs to have a fresh look for the new year. We're still in the new year, even though we're already in the second month of it. It's crazy how fast it goes.
But if you want to reach out to Katie Did It Designs, just remember it's Katie Did It Designs with an S, and Katie is Katy. KatieDidItDesigns.com. And you can find her, and you can also find all of her social media connections where she has a great Facebook page where you can see the before and afters. But just a fun way to really have a fresh look for 2024. Katie Did It Designs, Katie Myers, Katie Did It Designs. Again, Katie is with a Y, and Designs, put an S on it. Katie Did It Designs. Find them on Facebook, hit the webpage, all the things, and talk to her. And, I say that, she can do the do-it-yourself stuff and just kind of come in and give me a big overview, but she'll do a free consultation, and they can do it start to finish. They can come in and get the subcontractors in and get all the people, and they can do some of the work themselves. Her hubby, Perry, when he's not playing music, he's helping her too. So they're just a great couple to get to know, and some really great help with whatever you've got going on in your space. Katie Did It Designs. Let them know U-Turn sent you. Hello, my friends. How are y'all?
Good morning.
Good morning. You are the only person I've ever heard say January's going by fast. January's the longest month of the year.
It's blinked to me.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never experienced a fast January ever. It feels like half the year is January, and then the other 11 months are the other half.
Well, and a lot of it's because everything that's happened back home with my mom and all that. It's just like, all the things. And trying to, continue to learn to be a teacher, and my husband reminded me today how much better he is than me. He's just so organized. You need to be organized as a teacher. And that's my struggle bus, y'all. Man, that's my struggle bus is organization. And so I have an evaluation coming up, and I've got my little pre-evaluation today, and I'm meeting with one of my principals, and he goes, I had one yesterday. And I said, what did they say? That I'm the most organized teacher they've ever seen. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But anyway,
isn't that the way, like with marriage?
Marriage is supposed to be that way.
It's the yin and the yang. Yeah. You can't, like, if y'all are both super organized, I mean, you got to have a little bit of
everybody crazy.
That's right.
Oh, but I'm a hot mess. Yeah. I'm a hot mess.
There has to be one in a relationship. And speaking as the one.
Yeah, so, I'm the hot mess too in my relationship. Yeah.
My wife is
we love each other so much.
Super organized, analytical, plans, does all that stuff. Yeah. Not on my radar. So.
But when he said that to me, I'm like, just get out of my face. But anyway, I'm working on it. We have fun though. But I teach my kids a lot. I know I do, but I do better every day. I work hard to do better every day and be a better teacher.
We're all works in progress.
I love teaching though. I love
we need teachers with that kind of passion that care about getting better. So
I love it so much.
It would be boring if we're all like super organized and everything was like, so you got to have a little variety in life.
Yeah. Variety is the spice of life.
The thing is though, I'll leave my desk some days and I think, man, I hope I'm not sick tonight because somebody comes into this and has to find everything. Because some days you're just like, I'll just do it in the morning. And then I think, but what if I get the flu tonight and somebody has to come in and make sense of my desk? It will not be good. So that's the teachers, you really need to leave things organized because something could happen and you have to bring a sub in. And if it's like, what do you do? So,
I thought about that too. It's like, something happened to me. I have a system that I understand, but I don't think most people would understand my system. So
I know.
Like, where did he put this? It's not in a little folder with names on it. It's
I've made some notes, in case, something happens. And I just like children. I try to leave notes, and they'll find notes. If something were happening, they'll find notes for 20 years. Oh, look at here, mother wrote this. It's like it's so bizarre. But anyway, welcome to it, United Way. Brian Pulley, Tiffany Thomson in the house. We love y'all so much. I just got to give just big kudos. Talking about the 211 number. I was telling Danny about this when we were sitting down talking about y'all. I hope your ears were burning because it was all good. And we have just amazing United Way here in Robertson County. And we were talking when the snow hit about this homeless family that showed up in Nashville at our Celebrate Recovery, and we could help them on the first, little bit, but then beyond getting the housing and counseling and all that. I was like, we didn't know what to do. And you put us in touch with Bethlehem Center. Oh my gosh. I mean, they've just taken them and just wrapped their arms around them. So thankful. Thank you. And I've got another challenge for you, though.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I mean, I'm telling you, it was just to hear the mom and this bunch talking about what Bethlehem Center has done for her last night just made my heart. So I just thank y'all. Well, we had no idea they existed.
You know how much that means to me. Like, I give out referrals multiple times a day, and I rarely hear back because people like get in contact with what they need and they move forward with solving the problem. I very, very rarely hear back that it made a difference. So it's good to hear. Thank you every once in a while.
Well, I'm telling you, and this is a couple and a family that I think we're going to stay plugged in with. And so we're going to get to watch this. And it's just, I'm so impressed with Bethlehem Center. Thank you. But I had a real challenging phone call yesterday and this is all again, I work at I'm not on staff anymore, but I still, work there with Celebrate Recovery and missions and stuff. And it's Madison. And we have this amazing benevolence program and just all kinds of things. I'm just pray for Terry Atchley. He had open heart surgery. He's our benevolence minister. He's doing good, but man, we had a scare last week with him. So keep our brother Terry in your prayers because he runs things there. And when he's not there, it just doesn't quite go like it. We got amazing volunteers, but he's awesome. But nonetheless, I digress. So we've got what we've got there at Madison. And so I get a phone call about a woman in Madison that needs some assistance because she had taken the abortion pill and then took the reversal. And so the baby was born. I didn't even know this was a thing. I was like, what? And the baby was born, but it's got some problems. And so they're having some surgery today. I'm not going to give you any names, but pray for this little one. God knows who it is, to just get everything that they need. But the mom, because she now has a child that's got some special needs now, is going to have some work issues. She's in home, and I was talking to the woman who reached out to me and I said, well, there's some programs that aren't available until they're really homeless. And so what program is there out there for this young mom? She's now, taking care of a child with special needs, single mom, and she's going to get to where she can't pay her rent and all those kinds of things. So where do we point her? Because Bethlehem Center is more for whenever you really are at that point of
legit homeless.
Yeah. So do you have any recommendations for them?
You can still get in contact with the Family Collective, which is you said it's in Madison.
It's in Madison, yeah.
They they have the ability to help people stay in their home. Also, Workforce Services also has the ability to help people stay afloat. Like there are a lot of places that the programs don't kick in until you're 2 months behind, and by then you're having eviction notices. But there are quite a few programs, and we can you can call 211 obviously and see what is also specifically available. There are some states that do really well with medically fragile families and some that struggle. So I don't know exactly. I have worked in the families with special needs space in other states, and so I would need to kind of do some research. But I can help you out with that. Like I have in Utah, I have a friend who's got a very medically fragile child, and she gets paid to be his caretaker because the state's going to pay for a caretaker anyway, and she would have to get a job, and so they're like, well, why don't we just because he's that medically fragile. So it just kind of depends on what the needs are, special needs, and what the services are available here. But we can do some digging and research and find out what that is. But yeah,
thank you.
There are services out there.
Oh, and that's what I told the woman that reached out to me on behalf of this young person. And I told her, I said, have you ever reached out to United Way? And I told her, I said, they are the connections to the nonprofits. They have these partner agencies that they'll point you to that you're going, okay, here's the thing. I don't even know where to turn. And y'all just do it so beautifully. I just can't say enough. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And the one with Bethlehem Center, definitely on the path to being an amazing story.
And honestly, the more we call 211, the more they keep the data that tells us what the needs are in our community. If nobody's calling about special needs families, are going to, when it comes time to decide where our money, our tax dollars are going, if they're like, oh, well, there's nobody needs help with medically fragile children, then, they make different decisions based on the data they have. And so having that 211 data as best as we possibly can, anytime you have a need, if you call 211, tell them what your need is. Sometimes it's even helpful if you already know where to go, but just because it logs the data and we can pull reports and say, hey, look, like we know right now, if we pull up reports today on Robertson County, our number one call is about housing. Oh yeah. And, getting mortgage help or rent help or, paying bills. And so yeah, we can pull that up today and see where we're at today. And, so it's live live data keeping. And so it's a great resource, not only
211.
Not only for the people needing the service, but it's a great resource for lawmakers, policymakers, and people that are trying to figure out how to help families in need. That's why I was just at a conference for 3 days in Louisiana talking about, they're called ALICE families, but it's access limited income constrained employees. So basically those of us that are working and still struggling to get all the services or the help that we need, and feeling like you're just one flat tire away from not being able to pay your rent, your mortgage, or like you can get by as long as nothing, as long as you hold your breath.
Goes wrong.
Hold your breath and hold on tight, right? So yeah, that's really where, we have a lot of social services in our country for people who are living below poverty, but there's so many people living below poverty and thriving. And that's really where United Way's focus is on, like, how do we help families that, they might be getting by, but they can't pay for extra tutoring. They can't pay for, a lot of other, little things. So, and then we also do support a lot of our agencies that are providing the basics, food, housing, shelter.
Mm-hmm. And there's just so many different ways just reach out, guys. Reach out to United Way if you see a family in need. If somebody, I find out about things because of my affiliation with the church and the work I've done there, and so, but just. So I get the opportunity, and it is a blessing to be able to be that bridge to something else. It's such a blessing if you can do that. But just have conversations with people, find out what's going on in people's lives, and you just do that by engaging and just having a conversation. So there are just so many things you can do if you want to make a difference. Reach out to United Way, and they'll point you to the place where you need to be plugged in.
One of the most inspirational talks I heard this week was a boy who grew up, he was orphaned and grew up in the foster care system. And he talked about one of the most influential people in his life was a librarian who would come bring him books at his foster home because he wasn't allowed to go to the library or whatever in this foster home. And
wow. And
so she would bring him books. And it changed his life. He became very, a big reader. He's now authored a couple books, and he's, I think a CPA or something. Anyway, but his thing is be that lighthouse. And so when he went back to write his book about his experience, he went and talked to he found the librarian, and he talked to her, and he's like, what possessed you to bring some little boy books? And she was like, my mom just always taught me to serve where you stand. Whatever you have in your power to do it. And so she was a librarian. The only thing she had was books. And she didn't have a lot of money to pay into a big foundation or whatever. She had books, and she found somebody who needed them, and she helped, and she was that lighthouse in his life and changed his life. I mean,
that's so cool.
Yeah. And so I love that, because that is what, whatever your passion, find a place to plug in, because wherever you are, whatever you're passionate about, you're going to make a difference in somebody's life.
And I love that. Serve where you stand.
Yeah.
Man, that needs to be on a plaque. Mm-hmm. Serve where you stand. It needs to be on a t-shirt. That's a new United Way t-shirt. Serve where you stand.
There you go.
Come on. I love it. I love it. I love that. That just rings. I love that so much.
Yeah.
But serve where you stand, because oftentimes, I'm so busy. Serve where you stand. Just serve where you stand, man. Yeah. Every single day. Every single day. Be the hands and feet, y'all. Come on.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. I don't have to do any more commercials. So that's all y'all. I've got them all done. So what else we got to talk about?
No, just along those same lines. I was talking to a girl, she's 20, and she's like trying to figure out what to do with her life. And she's like, well, I've always kind of wanted to do occupational therapy, but seeing what you do in the community, I'm thinking maybe that's what I want to do. And I said, you can love on people as an occupational therapist just as well as you can. And I'm like, do what you love doing, because then you're going to find fulfillment in it, and you will be able to serve whatever capacity. Mm-hmm. Like as long as serving is your number one priority, mm-hmm. you can do that.
And I think we all forget that's what we've all been called to first. That's our first calling, and the rest of it's secondary. And we forget that so much. And in my Bible studies, that's just kind of getting reinforced mm-hmm. constantly. And, we just get so caught up in the things that are distracting in life that we forget that's our first part, is to be hands and feet of Jesus. And if you're not a believer, well, still just be good, do good. There you go. And so
anyway. We all have, like Tiffany said, we all have gifts or places we're plugged in, or things we're strong in, and you can utilize that wherever you're at. You can look for opportunities to utilize that. And I'll say this: if you work for a place that is not involved in the community, and you can bring suggestions to them because they're looking for stuff like that. They really are, and ways to engage in the community. And there's so many outlets out there, not just through us. I mean, obviously we'd love for you to partner with us, but through so many good people, good partner agencies that are doing amazing work in the community, there's ways to plug in, but you got to look every once in a while. And sometimes you got to be the squeaky wheel inside your own organization to get stuff going, because it's easy just to do our normal day to day, right? And and do what we're doing. And I know we all get caught up in that. I'm guilty of it myself. But when you see a need or you see a place where you can help, it's like, they need this, we have this, or we can get this, and we can help, make that a little easier for that group right there. Then you need to, that's where you step in. Because like I said, the lady, that's a great story with a lady with a librarian. She's like,
I love that.
I got books. I can get a kid books. Like that's the one thing I have is books. Yep. So I get, and it changed a person's life. And now that person is going out and changing people's lives. And that's the way it works.
I love it. Yeah. Great story.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Talking with Tiffany Thomson and Brian Pulley with United Way. And if you have any need that, all this stuff that we're talking about, I did not realize really what United Way did. Had no clue until I met you guys and started talking to y'all. And I just have been just blown away by the connections that you guys make and all the different things going on. I mean, Laundry Love and all the different things that y'all work with. And of course, we got the VITA program. We got to transition to that.
I've been getting a lot of VITA phone calls.
There you go. What is VITA? Can you explain that to us?
I do not know what VITA stands for, but I will tell you what it is. VITA is the income
taxes in there somewhere.
Yeah. It's taxes. It's actually funded by the IRS.
Yes.
And so it is a IRS funded program to help people it makes their job easier when other eyes are on people's tax forms. And so if you are if you make under $75,000, $45,000 for VITA, but then we have another program that you can make under $75,000 for to get your taxes done completely free. The IRS funds this, folks. So, and these people are trained. They know what they're doing. It's not just like me doing your taxes. I can, and if you want to help, if you want it, there are jobs for people like me in VITA. I could be a greeter, or I could be a navigator, which is somebody who takes pictures of the documents and uploads them into the system so that there are other people all over can share the work. Or you can go to our VITA site on Saturdays at the Board of Education, and you can get your taxes done by people who have been trained and are prepared. And last year, I can't remember, like $300,000 back to Robertson County in tax refunds. And so it stimulates our economy. It's good for the people that you're serving a lot. I mean, most of us that live in that Alice range that I was just talking about, that our tax returns are a big part of our savings plan or a big part of our emergency fund or anything like that. And so if you want to help out that way, if you love numbers, there's a place for you to plug in. Come be a VITA volunteer, so you can get in touch with me about that, or you can go to our website, United Way Greater Nashville.org, and type in free tax program in the search bar, and it will take you to a place where you can actually schedule your own appointment. So, or you can call 211 and they will give you the number for your local VITA. So please spread the word, because we've done such a great job with United Way. The IRS has given us more money this year, which means we have not even the more capability, we actually also have more responsibility to serve our community. And so you're doing us a huge favor when you reach out and you get your taxes done with VITA. It's a win-win for us and for you. You get your taxes done by somebody who's trained and prepared. A lot of times they'll even go over your stuff if you've had it done by, I'm not going to say any names of the tax preparers that often will prey upon low-income people by giving you like this payday loan ahead of time for your taxes.
Don't do that.
And then you get, and oftentimes those people that are preparing your taxes in those situations are not the most prepared, and they don't have the best information. And so, not everybody, I don't want to harp on anybody or point names. I'm just saying this is a free program done, provided by the IRS, because they have less problems with these tax returns than they do with other places. places.
What is the income threshold? Is it changed?
45. I don't. I want to double check.
It was 72, right? Household.
It was. I think it's 45. To do the one program, and I think it's 75 for the other. But let me double check because the economy has changed a lot. Those change from year
That's
to
what
year.
I was asking because I didn't know that myself. And
So
I was
yeah.
thinking of people I want to
So if you think if I'm quoting a number, you're like, oh, I'm just slightly above that, just ignore me and reach out to me, and I'll know the number for you. So yeah, you can give me a phone call, or you can email me at Tiffany.Thomson without a P, THOMSON at UnitedWayGN.org, Tiffany.Thomson at UnitedWayGN.org, or you can call me 615-780-2511, 780-2511.
Good job.
So yeah. So yeah, you can reach out and we'll get you connected there. And then I know Danny was just in here talking about this, Black History Month and our thing. Well, another great way to plug in for Black History Month and serve our community is our Bransford Project on February 20th. We've got
called Segway.
I like that.
Yeah, I like
beautiful.
That. Yeah, well
beautiful.
done.
Thank you. I'm getting this down, y'all.
You're fun.
So February 20th. There is one person who has signed up to come help on February 20th. Just so y'all know. I know people are planning on coming. I'm just really asking you to sign up through our link. I know that's not really the way that we've done things as much in this community. We just all show up and show out for one another. We are a community like that. So the reason why I'm asking for you to sign up is because we have certain jobs in 2 different shifts. We have a shift from 10 to noon, and we have a shift from 1 to 3. And we have different jobs, and I need to make sure that we're going to be able to do those jobs and that we have enough supply. So if I have if I've got 5 people that are signed up, then I'm only going to have a couple rakes. You know what I mean? If I have 40 people signed up, I'm going to, I need to resource the supplies we need, and so I need to know how many we're planning on. We also have Slim and Huskies has talked about bringing up a food truck and feeding our volunteers, and so I'm going to need to know how many volunteers that Slim and Huskies needs to prepare to feed. So I mean, that's still in the works. Don't quote me on that, but there will probably be some kind of food for you that day if you come. So just please sign up in the link, just because it makes my job so much easier logistically to know what to plan on. So you can find our link on Facebook. We're pushing out something probably almost every day with the link attached. It's the Hands on Nashville website. We have just merged with Hands on Nashville to help us with our volunteer facilitation, so that you can go in and you can be like, I don't know where to plug in the community. Well, let's go to the Hands on Nashville website and see where in Robertson County I can plug in. Or you're a corporation and you're like, I really need to get my employees out in the community that you can plug in with it helps the logistics of getting volunteers and opportunities connected. So
I also put a little plug to we met with them last week, and they kind of went through how their process works. They can customize a volunteer opportunity for your company depending on what you want to do and the size of your company, and whether you want to do like a kit packing on site or whether you want to go to a partner agency. They can line that up for you. They are the experts. We have done this in the past. United Way has. It's not really our area of expertise, and so this is why it's a beautiful merger, because that is their area of expertise. So you're just like, I want to do something this time of year. They will work with you, and they have the connections to kind of make all that happen and make it super easy for you and make it a great experience for your employees. So we couldn't be more excited to partner with them, and their reputation is second to none as far as their volunteer engagement and the way that what they do in the community. Every time there's a disaster, if you look first, Hands on Nashville's probably boots on the ground very fast. So yeah, we're excited to be with them.
Very good.
Yeah.
And if your company hasn't figured out that some of your best team building time is when you go out and volunteer, you've missed out. And I've witnessed that with my kiddos. It's something that's kind of, it wasn't really around when I was coming up through the ranks, but their companies that they work with, they all do volunteer stuff. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing. And then they talk about the relationships that they have with their coworkers when they were out volunteering. And it's just a cool thing. If you've not tapped into that, employers, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the human sciences have studied this, and it actually helps with your employee retention rate. Which we all know is probably one of the biggest drains on our unneeded drain on human resources when we have overturn really fast. And so if you want to save some money as a company, if you want looking out of the bottom line, keep your employees and keep them by volunteering in the community, because then everybody feels more like a family instead of just a place to go during the day.
Yeah, for sure. Talking with Brian Pulley, Tiffany Thomson with United Way here in Robertson County, and everything you need to know, bridge builder to the nonprofits, as we tell them. 211 is the number to call if you have any questions or needs. And what else have you guys got? We got a few minutes here.
It's a new month, and so I wanted to just kind of put a plug in for some of our monthly things that, maybe not get a lot of time. Well, we all know Laundry Love. Hopefully we all know Laundry Love. If you don't know Laundry Love, it's the third Friday of each month. We get together with usually a bunch of women. Every once in a while we get a man come show up to help out, but we just wash laundry for our neighbors in the community. And so we had to postpone that last week, and I was out of town, so I need to find out how that went. Hopefully it went well, but we wash laundry, and so we need money donations and we need volunteer donations. It is 100% volunteer ran, 100% donation fed. We do not have any grants. We do not have any paid employees. It is just 100% volunteers, and it is at Sisters Coin Laundry the third Friday of each month. So that is always going on. Our Robertson County Prevention Coalition is growing by leaps and bounds. We have got people just absolutely wanting to pour into our children, and they're coming the second Thursday of each month at noon at the Stokes Brown Public Library. And it's just a bunch of concerned citizens, people who are professionally and just care about our kids, coming together and saying, what can we do? How can we pour into our kids because they're not thriving? Our latest Tennessee Commission on Children and Youth yearly report just came out, and we know our kids are not doing well. Mm-hmm. And we need more people to mentor and pour into our children. And so that's the basis of this coalition, is to come together and say, how do we help? And that coalition is really focused on teens, junior high and high school kids. And then we are going to be starting a brand new child care coalition, because our early childhood education is not very well attainable. It's not there's not a lot of access to families for early child care in this county. And so we're going to start a new child care coalition. So if you're interested in taking care of the little ones, early childhood, reach out to me and you can be part of that early childhood coalition, so that we can start from let's start at the very beginning. Let's make sure these kiddos are getting what they need from the minute they're born, and that they're being poured into from the minute they're born, and not being just left to languish in grandma's basement with 30 other kids. And and that's what we have a lot going on here. I see every day multiple posts on Facebook. Hey, does anybody know somewhere where I can take my kid? And then you don't know who on the internet is going to be like, sure, bring them over to my house.
Yeah.
I have tragic stories that I know, people I know personally, who they just hired a nanny off of Facebook and their child was molested. And, it's just absolutely, but our resource limited families especially really struggle with being able to find a place for their kids so that they can go to work. So if you want to be part of that solution, also reach out to me and we'll get you plugged in there.
There you go. Any parting thoughts from you, Brian? Been
good. I enjoyed just all the good stuff we got going on. So that was good. It's we're kind of in a planning phase. We wrap up our campaign from last year and planning some stuff for this year, and we just got our engagement calendar for the upcoming year. So I'll be sharing that with our companies, with all of our days of action and everything we've got coming up. So we'll just roll it right back over and start a new year. Yeah,
let's go.
Yep,
we're into it. February's here, y'all. So thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us, and I'll see you guys next week. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Faith Friday. I hope you will be a part of everything we have going here at 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a